On the 19th of November 2022, Malaysia has its 15th general election, where after 5 days of drama, the 10th Prime Minister of Malaysia was finally elected. Ever since Malaysian independence in 1957, up until the 14th general election in 2018, the government has always been the coalition party of Barisan Nasional. Even in the height of reformasi movement as well as the Bersih rally, the domination of Barisan Nasional to continue becoming the winner of each general election continues on. That is until the 14th general election in 2018, where for the first time in Malaysian history, Barisan Nasional lost the election and no longer becoming the government. One piece of the puzzle that contributed towards the success of Pakatan Harapan is Tun Mahathir and Tan Sri Muhyiddin for being part of the Pakatan Harapan in that particular election. Interestingly, the same piece of the puzzle also plays a crucial role in the fall of Pakatan Harapan's government. Between the 14th general election and the 15th general election, there have been 3 prime ministers leading the country: Tun Mahathir, Tan Sri Muhyiddin, as well as Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri. Leading towards the 15th election, there are 3 main coalition parties, each with its own prime minister candidate. Barisan Nasional with Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri, Pakatan Harapan with Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, and Perikatan Nasional with Tan Sri Muhyiddin. On 19th November 2022, as soon as the voting period ended and the results starts to being announced, the drama begins. Approaching midnight, when the official result is at around 40%, Tan Sri Abdul Hadi Awang has conducted a media conference indicating a big win.
Kemenangan selesa pada PAS dan Perikatan Nasional dalam pilihan raya umum kali ke-15 ini, kami akan bincang dengan rakan-rakan Perikatan Nasional dan membentuk kabinet dan kerajaan yang kita terajui.
Later, at around 3 a.m., when the official results is at around 80%, Tan Sri Muhyiddin, together with other Perikatan Nasional leaders, conducted a media conference indicating a win.
Bagi tujuan pembentukan kerajaan persekutuan, saya akan berbincang dengan pimpinan parti-parti di Sabah dan Sarawak dalam masa yang terdekat.
And at the same time, clearly stating a big no towards any collaboration with Pakatan Harapan.
Tidak. Not with PH.
On the next morning, which is on 20th of November 2022, the Election Commission announced that no single coalition party had secured the simple majority.
Tiada mana-mana parti yang berjaya memperolehi satu majoriti melebihi 50% daripada jumlah kerusi yang dipertandingkan.
Which means that the result is a hung parliament for the first time in Malaysia's history. Throughout the day, turmoil in the ranks of Barisan Nasional was ongoing, including the demands that its president to step down. Later in that day, Tan Sri Abang Johari made a media announcement stating that GPS had agreed to form a government together with Perikatan Nasional, Barisan Nasional as well as GRS.
Membentuk gabungan coalition PN plus BN plus GPS plus GRS bagi membentuk kerajaan persekutuan.
At the same time, Tan Sri Muhyiddin announced that they have secured the number to form the government. However, later in the evening, suddenly it was announced that Barisan Nasional was not involved in such negotiation and did not formally agree to any form of government. On the other side, Anwar Ibrahim also made a statement that he have the number required to form a government and is confident of forming a new government. 21st November 2022. It is now the third day since the election day, and Barisan Nasional announced that any coalition that include its party as part of any agreement to form a government is not true. They also requested for the deadline for the submission of the SD to be extended by the palace. Later, GRS announced its support for Tan Sri Muhyiddin as Prime Minister and to form a government with Perikatan Nasional, GPS and other parties. This is already the day when the nomination of Prime Minister with the palace should be finalized. Suddenly, a meeting between some leaders from Pakatan Harapan and Barisan Nasional was reported to have taken place. This hinted at the possibility of a formation of a new government including Pakatan Harapan and Barisan Nasional. It is interesting to note that many of the Barisan Nasional figures are unaware that the meeting would be involving Pakatan Harapan figures. From within Barisan Nasional, Datuk Seri Hishamuddin announced his rejection with any relationship with Pakatan Harapan and willing to be sacked from the party. The palace announced that the deadline for the submission of Prime Minister nomination to be extended to the next day. Perikatan Nasional announced that they have submitted more than 112 SD to the palace that supported Tan Sri Muhyiddin as the Prime Minister. At the same time, despite having the meeting with Pakatan Harapan, Barisan Nasional announced that they need some more time for some other negotiation before finalizing their stand.
Barisan Nasional memohon sedikit waktu kerana mereka nak meneruskan sedikit lagi proses perundingan dengan semua pihak yang telah memohon berunding dengan mereka.
Later in the evening, out of the blue, Barisan Nasional made an announcement that they are ready to become an opposition in the parliament. Now it is 22nd of November 2022 and it is already the fourth day since the election day, and GPS now announced that they will leave it to the wisdom of Yang di-Pertuan Agong on the Prime Minister appointment. The top leadership of Barisan Nasional remains to be as an opposition without direct support to any coalition for formation of government. Barisan Nasional also made the announcement that no individual from Barisan Nasional that support Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin as the Prime Minister. The palace, after meeting with both coalition of Pakatan Harapan and Perikatan Nasional, also made the declaration that neither coalition managed to secure the simple majority to be elected as the Prime Minister. Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim stated to the media that Yang di-Pertuan Agong wish for an inclusive government, while Tan Sri Muhyiddin reiterated to the media that they will never work with Pakatan Harapan, despite such suggestion from Yang di-Pertuan Agong. It is 23rd of November 2022 and it is now the fifth day since the election, and the elected members of parliament from Barisan Nasional were summoned by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong in the palace. GPS made the statement that Yang di-Pertuan Agong asked them to consider forming a unity government. A special meeting was conducted by UMNO to consider the offer both from Pakatan Harapan and Perikatan Nasional. After the meeting, it was announced by UMNO that they decided to support the unity government that is not led by Perikatan Nasional. It is now 24th of November 2022 and it is the sixth day since the election day. The Council of the Malay Rulers had a special meeting to discuss on the matter at hand. In the meantime, GRS announced that they will support any decision by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Perikatan Nasional then announced that they are considering the suggestion of the unity government. Soon after, it was declared that Yang di-Pertuan Agong have announced Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim as the 10th Prime Minister of Malaysia. It appeared that Yang di-Pertuan Agong have briefed the Malay rulers on the appointment of new Prime Minister, and it is consented to appoint Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim as the 10th Prime Minister of Malaysia. The swearing ceremony was set at 5 p.m. of the same day at Istana Negara. And with the swearing ceremony in Istana Negara, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim is now officially the 10th Prime Minister of Malaysia.